Since the inception of Guns N' Roses in 1985, frontman Axl Rose has become notorious for on- and off-stage antics, as well as his feuds with other musicians and celebrities. Part 1. Vince Neil. In 1989, a feud erupted between Guns N' Roses and Motley Crue singer Vince Neil after Neil punched then Guns N' Roses rhythm guitarist Izzy Stradlin backstage at the MTV Music Awards. The punch was said to be in retaliation for a prior incident at the Cat House, a Los Angeles rock nightclub, in which Neil physically responded to Stradlin after he allegedly harassed and assaulted Neil's wife, Cherise. Following the Video Music Awards, Neil and Rose traded insults and challenges for confrontations through the press for a number of months. The fist fight never happened. Each singer accused the other of backing out. In an interview with Larry King Live in 2008, when asked about the feud, Neil stated, "It's like if somebody pulls your hair when you're in 3rd grade. Are you still going to beat them up? I don't think so." He also noted that he hadn't spoken to Rose in more than 20 years. Part 2. Nirvana. Nirvana were signed to the same record label as Guns N' Roses, Geffen. He twice asked singer Kurt Cobain and Nirvana to open for Guns N' Roses for the Guns N' Roses/Metallica Stadium tour, which Cobain declined. After declining Rose's offer, Cobain began to talk about Guns N' Roses and Rose to numerous media sources, opining that they were pathetic and untalented. At the 1992 MTV Video Music Awards, Cobain's wife, Hole frontwoman Courtney Love, jokingly asked Rose to be the godfather of their daughter, Frances Bean, to which Axl replied, "Why don't you shut your bitch up?" Kurt then allegedly turned to Courtney and jokingly said, "Shut up, bitch," prompting an angry Rose to challenge Cobain to a fight, shout at him, and call him a homosexual. Cobain later mocked the situation by saying, "I couldn't help but laugh because I've never been in that kind of situation since the 6th grade." In an interview with Michael Azerrad in the unofficial biography Come As You Are, Cobain admitted there was one thing he didn't like about Guns N' Roses. They totally fucked things up, and then they sit back and look at what they fucked up, and then they try to figure out how they can fix it. Whereas we fuck things up and just dwell on it and make it even worse. Cobain further commented on Rose's rockstar persona, claiming his role has been played for years. Ever since the beginning of rock and roll, there's been an Axl Rose, and it's just boring. It's totally boring to me. Why it's such a fresh and new thing in his eyes is obviously because it's happening to him personally, and he's such an egotistical person that he thinks the whole world owes him something. Part 3. Scott Weiland. On March 6, 2006, Rose released a statement including numerous insults towards Velvet Revolver, the supergroup formed by his ex-Guns N' Roses partner Stone Temple Pilots frontman Scott Weiland, in particular calling Weiland a fraud. The latter answered by writing a letter that would be published on Velvet Revolver's website, where he referred to Rose as a fat, Botox-faced, wig-wearing fuck and a frightened little man who once thought he was king, and blamed his unoriginal, uncreative little mind, the same mind that had to rely on its bandmates to write melodies and lyrics. In 2008, after parting ways with Velvet Revolver, Weiland stated that his opinion of Rose had changed. Speaking with Rolling Stone, he said, "Everyone has made Axl out to be This horrendously crazy person, this bad guy, and I don't know him very well at all. He and I, for whatever reason, got almost tricked into this little media spat for a moment because one of our band members happened to run into him and said that he had said something. So my point being that having been in a band with Velvet Revolver now for 5.5 years, I'm not quite so sure that was all Axl's fault. Part 3. Slash. On February 6, 2009, Rose's 47th birthday, a story was posted on the official NME website that denied rumors of a reunion between the original members of Guns N' Roses. Rose said that there was no chance that he and his former Guns N' Roses bandmate Slash would reunite, saying that one of the pair would die before such an event could occur. Rose also told Billboard that despite the dispute, hang on, let me get this. Rose also told Billboard that the dispute between the pair would never be healed. He went on to say that Guns N' Roses and its current guys could tour in the near future. In regards to Slash, he said, "I read a desperate fan's message about what if one of us were to die? And looking back, I had the possibility of a reunion now. My thoughts are, yeah, and while you're at it, get the ace again. Yeah, and while you're at the show, your baby accidentally kicks a candle and burns your house down, killing himself and the rest of your family. Give me..." Give me a fucking break. What's clear is that one of the two of us will die before a reunion, and however sad, ugly, or unfortunate anyone views it, it's how it is. Those decisions were made long ago and reiterated year after year by one man. There are acts that, once committed between individuals, they are what they are. To add insult to injury, almost day after day, lapsing into year after year for more than a decade, is a nightmare. Anyone putting his own personal entertainment above everything else is sickening. In an interview with Spin Magazine, Rose also stated that Slash should not have been in Guns N' Roses to begin with, or should have left after GNR Lies, which was their 1989 album. Let me just get the ace again. Okay. Sorry. He also stated that he considered Slash a cancer, better removed and avoided. The less anyone heard of him and his supporters, the better. Part 5. Let me get the ace again. Okay, Part 5. James Hetfield. At the 1992 GNR Metallica Stadium Tour at the Olympic Stadium in Montreal, on August 8th, Metallica lead vocalist James Hetfield was injured in a severe pyrotechnics accident involving tall flames shooting from the stage and transported to a nearby medical facility later. The horrific mishap occurred when the band was performing Fade to Black. Metallica was forced to cut short their set and have Guns N' Roses take over. However, when a sound system malfunctioned, Axl left the stage. Soon after, unruly audience members rioted all over Montreal. In an interview with Rolling Stone a year after the tour, James Hetfield said that Guns N' Roses were not so much a band, but a guy and some other guys. Tensions between Rose and Hetfield began after the tour when Axl accused James Hetfield of being a racist for removing rapper Ice-T's hardcore band Body Count from the tour. On the Behind the Music episode of Metallica, Hetfield said of Rose's demeanor during the tour, "We couldn't relate to Axl and his attitude." There's also a video on YouTube of Rose talking about Metallica. Here, sorry, let me get the ace again. Where he criticized the band for he criticized the band on their actions during the tour. Part 6. Tommy Hilfiger. In May 2006, Rose had sorry, let me get the ace again. Rose had a close encounter with Tommy Hilfiger at the Plum nightclub in New York City. Hilfiger reportedly took a couple swings at Rose, hitting him on the arm and face, before being carried away by his sorry, let me get the ace again.